Hey everybody, I'm Sifu Rafi Dadarian. I hope you're having a great day. I am here with my assistant, one of my senior students, Tony, and we're going to be teaching you guys a Filipino flow drill called Hubud. So as you can see, we're already into it. And this is a great little Filipino drill that teaches sensitivity, coordination. It also is a great way to get a lot of repetition for any particular technique that you're working on. So to break it down, what happens is that he's going to make a motion, almost like he's trying to chop me in the neck or slap me on the ear, and I'm going to just catch it. So there are different variations on this. Some people say you should do it palm out. Some say you should do it palm down. Some say palm up. And since so many different people say it these three ways, I'm going to presume they're all correct. So I was taught to do it palm out, and that's how I'm going to be showing it. But of course, you do it whatever way feels right for you. So first thing I do is I catch it, and then I'm going to pass it over. I check it here, and then I respond. And I go here, he catches, he passes, he covers, and he hits. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Catch, pass, cover, hit. If you've done some Kali before, this is very basic to you. You've seen it a million times, but if you haven't done it, I would like to see you just get familiar with this very basic pattern before you move on to doing it with the weapon. So let's show how we would do this same drill using a single stick. This can be done with double sticks, it can be done with a blade, it can be done with double blades, a stick and a knife, and we can show it empty hand. So Tony and I are going to do some of the techniques I showed in the last video for Black Belt Magazine, which was just some stick locks and a couple of throws. We're going to show how you can practice them out of this particular exercise. And then at the end, I'll show a couple of empty-handed variations too. So now what will happen is he's going to strike at me with the puño, just like that. So I catch it the same way I did before. Just get in the center. I catch it here. I'm going to pass it over. I'm going to check it, and then I'm going to respond with my strike, which he catches, he passes, he covers, and he hits. So this is the same 6 count we did just a second ago, but now we're just doing it with the weapon. And if we had any other weapon, it wouldn't matter. If I had an edged weapon, if I were using 2 sticks, we would still be doing the same basic 6 count. Okay. So in the last video that I shot, stick locking and throws, one of the first things I did was I showed this particular technique. So from Hubud, I'm going to catch it, I'm going to bring my stick up, catch it with my left hand and crank it, okay? And then what I do, just for the sake of the drill, is I bring this back around, and then we continue on that side, okay? So when you put it in would be randomly, when it feels right. The more techniques you have, the more variety you get to put in here, okay? And then it gets more interesting. So for now, obviously, we're just showing the one. Catch, insert, grab, and then bring it in, okay? So that's the first one. If you need that technique more broken down, just go back to the video I did. I think it was number 6 in the Kali series for Black Belt Magazine. So now the next one I did, all right, we go through the pattern, was I went here, and then I came through with a neck lever. Okay, so at this point, I catch, I insert here, okay, and I just thread it through his neck. And you want to just take a second, make sure you're not doing anything, reckless that could hurt your partner. You don't want to slam it in so fast that you catch him in the neck or the ear or in the eye. Okay, some people wear eye protection when they do this. And then you thread it through the neck, and then for the drill, I'm just going to do up to this point. I know I've got it, I let him out, and then we continue it on this side. Okay, so we go through the pattern, I stop, I reach back, I thread it through, and then this could go to the ground, or if I want to continue the flow, I would just respond by hitting on the other side. So we're here. I go here, and see how I just do that little twist, just to kind of get the body angle that I want to set up my neck lever, and then I would take him down. And then we go here. Okay, so that's the second one. The third one I did, I catch it, I pass it, and then what I do is on beat 3, instead of checking, I thread through, palm up, I thread it around, and I come back here and push down. Remember, one of the things I emphasized was making sure this is really tight. Okay, so I go here, 1, 2.5, and tight, not here where there's just a lot of room for him to sort of work his way out of it. Okay, I keep it in nice and tight. I push him down, I let it off, and then I come back on this side and we continue the drill just to get the reps in. Okay, I could take him all the way to the ground, and a finishing type technique that would end the exercise, but we want to get the reps in. And that's one of the reasons why I really like this drill. In a matter of like 3 or 4 minutes, you can get like a dozen repetitions in on a technique in a less stagnant way than me saying, all right, there's your stick, there's the technique, there's your stick, there's a technique. It's a little more alive, a little more engaging, a lot more interesting, okay? It requires, I think, just a little deeper understanding of the technique as well. The other one I showed was to come through the back, bring it down, and then we did a takedown here. And if you recall, I said you could also step on his foot. So that's pretty straightforward. Just to show that again, on that stick locking, stick takedown video, it went through the back, we brought his arm down, and then from here we pushed, and your partner goes right to the ground. 1, 2, okay? That kind of is like the first technique we did with the stick, okay? So we're just kind of transposing it to empty hands. 1, 2, okay? Then the neck lever I would replace with my hand here, okay? So you could grab, you could chop, you could come in and just smack it and take them all the way to the ground, or you could do what I just did and hit on the other side just to keep the drill going. Here, okay? Then the third one I did with the two-handed push-down lock, 1, 2, 3. So I clasp it here. I was always taught to go palm to palm, Indian grip. That's how I like to do it. If you grab here like this, and the guy pulls up hard, you can mess up your knuckles. You do it however you were taught, but that's just how I was taught to do the particular technique. So 1, 2, and then from here I just loop it around, I grab it and I push down here. Okay? So I've never been taught any way to stick my arm through and replicate that last stick technique exactly. If it exists, I've not learned it. But I think this one comes pretty close. So I'm gonna go catch rather, pass, and instead of covering, I'm gonna put my forearm right in the bend of his elbow. I'm going to pull and crank all at the same time while I drop my right leg back, okay? So it's the same effect going forward as opposed to going back. So we go 1, 2, 3, and then from here you see I kind of drop my leg back. We're gonna back the camera up in a second too so you can see it a little more clearly. I come to here, I drop down, then I bring him back up and I go back into the flow of Hubud, okay? So I did this one from the outside here, but we can also go on the inside, right on beat 1, I insert here and I pull. Okay, so just real quickly again, on beat 1, here, and we pull. Okay, we back the camera up a little bit so you can see that last technique just a little more clearly. So when I did it from the outside, I came to here, I pull here, and I drop this leg back here. Okay, and sometimes they'll put the headbutt in as your partner's head comes forward. See, when I jerk, they'll put it in on the nose. Okay. And then from the inside, I go here, and I drop down, and then, as I've been saying, we go right back into the flow of Hubud. Okay, so we're just gonna add a couple of extra ones as a bonus. So when we go back into the flow here, and again, if you've done a lot of Kali, this isn't anything new. All right, so we're gonna add some striking. So I catch, I pass, I cover, and now I'm gonna come in with the puño, which he blocks. So if he stays in center line, I check across and I continue. And then I start up the drill on the other side, okay? So we go 1, catch, pass, cover, and then I strike with a backhanded puño, okay? And this is all, comes right out of trapping, right out of JKD or Wing Chun. So he blocks in center line. My best and shortest response is to block across, clear the arm, hit, and then come around here. clear and hit, and then continue. If he goes past center line, you guys who've done a lot of Kali and JKD know where I'm going next. Catch, pass, cover. He goes past center line. This time I come up, I pull it down. I can hit here or continue with the puño, and then I back off just to keep the drill going. That's all it's for, just to keep the drill going. Here or here, and then we finish it off on the other side to keep it going. Okay, so you have two techniques with the strike, with two very basic trapping techniques. Okay, center line pops out, or when he crosses, you hit here or you hit here. Okay, so there's a little something just to add to that particular drill. On that last two techniques I did, which involved the puño striking, okay, we go back into the flow, and then from here I chop, or I chop here, and then I'll show that one more time. One, he's in center line, I pop across, notice this, and I hit, and then we come out here. Or if he crosses, okay, we go here. Okay. So again, if you've done JKD or a lot of Kali, certainly Wing Chun, you've seen all this before. Crosses, I come up, pull down, and I chop, and then I come back on this side. So there's some variations on the techniques you can do within Hubud. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, say something nice in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time.